Bauer. I'm a music program coordinator, and I also coordinate events here at CSI. I just wanted to make a couple of brief announcements before we begin. First of all, I want to make sure you know that a week from today, across the hall, we will have the Electronic Music Festival. And if you are curious about what new technology is being used to produce modern sounds in this day and age, you can go and see the other end of the spectrum from what we're doing tonight, which is a much more traditional acoustic kind of event. And you get to see the full spectrum that we offer here at the College of Staten Island. Speaking of instruments, I wanted to mention that I have a musical instrument repair fund and a little red box, and it's for donations. If you happen to have any loose change jangling around in your pockets, I know that can be sort of irritating, and I'd be happy to rid you of it. But even if they're dollar bills or $5, $20, maybe even $100, feel free to deposit it in here. I will be very happy to receive it, and we'll be very grateful. You can see me after the show. I'll be the guy in the back of the red box. I also have a crew attendance sheet, so if any of you are looking for getting credit for attending here, it doesn't matter your age or your affiliation, I will give you credit, okay? Just sign up here and we'll submit it to the proper authorities. During the show, we're actually videotaping and audio recording this event. So I'm going to ask that you not make your own recordings on your iPhones because it can be disruptive to the members of the audience and also sometimes to the ensemble as well. The video will be posted on YouTube, and so you'll be able to go back and relive all of the high points and the wonderful experience that you had. If you want to inquire about that, just ask the students. They know all about YouTube. Let's see what else. If you need to leave during the show, please do so quietly. And also, if you're enthusiastic, you can applaud enthusiastically, but please don't speak with your neighbor during the show. It can be also very distracting. I think that's basically it. I just want to then welcome Professor Ed Brown to the stage. Edward Brown has been at CSI for many years. He's built up this ensemble and the tradition, really a very rich tradition, of Guitar Ensemble here at the College of Staten Island. So please welcome him. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the fall concert of the College of Staten Island Guitar Ensemble. We're very pleased that you are here, sharing your time with us. We're going to give you a variety of music. Guitar can be used almost anywhere, so we're going to use the guitar in its maximum every semester that we do it, and this is no exception. You'll be hearing classical music, you'll be hearing pop music, you'll be hearing a little Latin. You might even hear a little reggae in the beginning of the program. You never know. Anyway, we have some surprises for you. Our versatile guitar players also play other instruments, and you'll hear some of those other instruments playing with us. So we've worked that into it. So there's something for everyone, and I actually enjoyed listening to them play this week. It was wonderful. I'm going to put a little prelude to each piece just so I can put a little face with the music so you understand where it's coming from. The backstories, I actually enjoy picking the music because of the sounds and the quality of the people that I have and their interests as well. But I love to do the backstories of all the pieces or all the composers that I do, because a lot of times I don't know what it is, I just do the music. So I'm going to do a little backstory. I'm going to make it short before each piece. All right, In the Bleak Midwinter was written by Gustav Holst. You might think he's German, but he's not. He's very much an English composer. He's perhaps best known for his orchestral suite, the planets. This work had a great influence on another composer named John Williams. He composed Star Wars. So if you listen to the two of them, you'll say, wow, he got that from Mars or something like that. In the Bleak Midwinter is a setting of a Christmas poem. It was a poem by Christina Rossetti in 1872. In 1906, Gustav Holst was commissioned to compose music for that poem by none other than Ralph Vaughan Williams. Taught music and technology at Enfield Grammar School in England. The school was established in 1558 and it's still open to this day. In over 30 years that he taught there, he consistently composed music in every style imaginable. I'll get back to you in a little while. I have some great reggae to listen to. Great reggae. That was supposed to come out there. generation and is still around today. It is featured in the recent movie 1917, it's a war movie, and a computer game called The Last of Us. It is featured in, the roots of the song probably began in the late 18th century. Words were published in 1855, so it has to build sort of some kind of momentum we could figure out where this thing came from. Anyway, some say it's from the British Isles, others claim it was Appalachian or even Deep South. Its style is bluegrass, country western, religious, folk, depending on who you ask. It's been sung by Earl Ives, Johnny Cash, and even Ed Sheeran. Versions of it can be in 3/4 or 4/4. We're going to do the 3/4 version tonight. Simply put, it is a timeless, haunting melody. Wayfaring strangers, mandolin and vocals. How about this? Does anybody remember the Mamas and the Papas? Good. Not many of my students knew who they were, so and they kind of liked the music. They said, yeah, it's pretty good. It was pretty good, and it still is pretty good. John and Michelle Phillips were working in New York City in the winter of 1963. That's how old this song is. Their yearning for warmer days of California became an inspiration for this song. The first recordings of this, it wasn't the Mamas and the Papas, the first recording of this piece had Barry McGuire singing lead. The Mamas and the Papas were kind of in the background doing something, but Barry McGuire, does anybody remember who that was?
McGuire.
Oh, you know everything. I can remember you. You know everything. God. I remember you. Okay. Now, we usually get a pretty smart crowd. This is smart cookie right there. Okay. Barry McGuire sang Eve of Destruction. That was a big hit in the old days. And he has that kind of growly voice. Can you imagine that singing California Dreaming? Eastern World. If you go listen, it's probably on YouTube, you will hear Barry McGuire sing the first version of California Dreaming. You may not want to dream of California after you hear it. It didn't go, and it wasn't bad, it was a flop. It didn't take off, let's put it that way. He was replaced in 1966 with a man, a lead vocal player, a lead vocal singer named Denny Doherty. This became the greatest hits for the new group called the Models and the Poppers. It's one of their first great hits, and that had Barry McGuire in it. No offense, but that's how sort of that came along. There's a beautiful solo in the middle of it, an instrumental solo. You might remember it. It was originally they wanted it to be on with harmonica. And later on, they said, no, harmonica is not going to work. Let's do it with a flute. You might actually hear a flute. One, two, three. nice to have a very versatile group. You could almost do anything. Anyway, Seventh Heaven, funny title. Composers often use unusual time signatures to create different moods in their music. As an example, 3/4 time gives you that waltz lilt, that waltz feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 4/4 would be more like a march, up 2, 3, 4 kind of thing, right? This is in 7, so it's 7, 8, hence the title Seventh Heaven. It's going to have a totally different feel than any other music that you've ever heard, although it's not going to seem that unusual. It did when we first started practicing it. In 1981, John Denver wrote Perhaps Love to be sung with Placido Domingo, the famous opera singer. At first, the duet combining pop and opera singers did not catch on at all. In time, this piece grew in popularity, and by 1982, it reached number 59 on the Billboard Hot 100. The collaboration of those kind of things, like the three tenors and that kind of stuff, became known as opera. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Opera. In many interviews, John Denver states for him, this was his finest song. The Four Seasons is the most famous work of Baroque composer Antonio Vivaldi. Each of the included string concerti captures the spirit of an assigned planet, assigned scene. Got the other one mixed up. It is an impressionistic work considered way ahead of its time, like around 200 or 300 years. We will perform an abridged version of one of the movements. I call it A Touch of Spring. Oye Como Va. It was not written by Carlos Saquet. Tito Puente is the author, and he was born and raised in New York City, Spanish Harlem. He actually graduated from the Juilliard School of Music. He was drafted into the Navy in 1942.
Navy.
Excuse me. We have a Navy person sitting in front of me. Okay. He was drafted, where was I now? 1942, and experienced music of many lands. His music contains all those elements of Spanish Harlem. The Orient was a big thing of his as well as the classical music from Juilliard. His son Tito Jr. became a well-known band leader, and his daughter is Audrey Puente. Does anybody know who that is? South.
She's a weather girl on Channel 5.
Channel 5 weather woman. The meteorologist for Fox News. Anyway, and his other son is actually well known as something too. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, Oye Como Va was written in 1963 by Tito Puente. Now, if you don't know who Tito Puente is, go and look him up. He passed away some years ago. He's quite a character. He has a band. He plays an instrument called, I think it's a tambale. I think that's how you say it. They're very high pitched. Say again? That, yeah, okay. Sorry. Sorry. They're sort of like a small, high-pitched drum. that he was extremely good at, and he would like lead the band and drum at the same time and talk and yell and sing. But anyway, the song itself was written in 1963, and the one that you all know was covered by Carlos Santana in 1970. We're doing a little bit of both. One, two. We hope to see you back in here in the spring with some more interesting music, such as what you heard tonight. But it was a lot of fun having you, and it was a lot of fun being part of this concert. So thank you.